Current events. How are Australians feeling right now about property and further into 2023? To help us with this, we've had a quick look into the API Magazine Q1 2023 Property Sentiment Report. More interest rates, affordability concerns, will the vacancy rates crisis worsen or get better? Keep listening to find out what Australians are thinking about this and more. In this video, we go through the top significant concerns discovered by the Australian Property Investment Magazine Property Sentiment Report Q1 2023. So, if that seems something you'd enjoy, smash the like and subscribe button. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, so there's 15 significant concerns outlined in the API Property Sentiment Return. And number 3 comes in as fluctuating prices. Property forecasters' prevailing predictions of continued declining dwelling values until later this year might have significantly impacted decision-making processes. However, considering the dwindling housing supply, a surge in overseas migration, and the recent rebound of property prices in the 4 major capital cities and numerous regional centres, it remains uncertain whether this reaction is overly pessimistic. It was only in January that it was reported property prices had taken their biggest dive, 8.4% through this tumble. But with markets within markets, savvy investors can see through these aggregated stats with those who aren't quite so savvy, continuing to listen to the media's cycle spins and the doomsayers and continue their love or rumour of spinning fear. On to the next one, financing. The face of the finance game has definitely changed for harder in the last half of 2022, leading up to now through 2023. You can't deny the raw numbers. The number of loans to new investors has almost halved from its peak levels just a year ago. Since its peak in March 2022, new lending is down 47% and not seen a point this low since August 2020. Investors are forced to get creative as they can with their finance, from refinancing to alternatively second tier and third tier lending just to keep their borrowing capacity staying afloat. Over leveraging is also no joke, guys, so it's wise for some investors who have a high LVR to tread carefully. And guess what the number 1 concern is? Affordability. Have you missed the boat? Whether or not the stats and inclinations are in. More than 52% of people who took the survey think property prices are still heading upwards. So if you can't afford to get into the market now, you're probably almost certainly thinking you're going to continue to not be able to afford the market and get priced out over time. But don't lose hope. There's always markets within markets and different locations that can have some strong capital growth. So if you can't afford the market you're in, you can afford to look somewhere else. Align your funds with the right asset. Don't change asset type because you can't afford it. And what I mean by that is, like, don't go and buy a high density apartment because you can afford that in Sydney or Melbourne instead of a house. Stick to the fundamentals. Good land component, tight vacancy rate, short days on market, good population growth, versatility of the investment, value add opportunities. Just get something that ticks all the boxes. Either way, stay positive, guys. And if you like this video, head over to this one and make sure you smash the like button as I put up the total list now of the main concerns. Enjoy.